Hello first grade students, this is Mr. Begay. It is Wednesday, January 6, 2021. We are going to continue our math lesson. Now look here on your screen. This week we are learning what? 1 more and 10 more. How they work with numbers, okay? Very easy and simple if you really look at the screen and really focus on how Mr. Begay is doing our presentation here. Now, I have here again 10 base blocks, okay? These are what you call 10 base blocks. If you count them up, there's 10 here in each, okay? This represents a 10. These bears here, they represent the ones place. We're going to really see and look how they work because you're going to be drawing this. Remember, we have to know what a 10's base block is. By looking at this, it's right here. You can see it, okay? Now, we have here 1 more, 10 more. But to even figure out what goes in here, we have to look here at our number first. We have to get this number in here by utilizing these objects. So this is what number here? 11. Good job. So remember, 11. We have to get it in here by using these. Watch Mr. Begay, okay? I'm going to look here first at this number in front. This is the tens place. This here represents a tens base block, okay? Since there's only one up here, up front, you see it, number 1? All Mr. Begay is going to do now is I'm just going to drag this in here like that. Now, we have 10 here. Now we look here at this second number, which is a 1. Now, what Mr. Begay is going to do now is I have to grab this purple one. How many am I going to put right here next to this 10's base block? How many? 1. Okay, because look at the second number here is 1. So Mr. Begay is going to grab one of this bear and I'm going to put it there. Now first graders, look at our picture here. This is 11 because look, count with me. 10, 11. Okay? This bear here represents a 1. Okay? So 10, 11. That's how you're going to count this. Remember, this is a 10's base block. Okay? It's very easy if you just look at it and see really what Mr. Begay is doing. So 10, 11. Now, we have 11 here, but we're not done yet. It says right here on top, 1 more. So we gotta add 1 more here. Okay? Now, so Mr. Begay is gonna grab another purple teddy bear. I gotta put it in here with this other bear. Now our picture is complete, but now we have to count it up to get our answer. Count with Mr. Begay. 10, 11, 12. So first graders, our answer here is going to be 12. Okay, look at that, 12. When we count it, 10, 11, 12, that's our answer, and that is true. If you have 11, you add 1 more, that is going to equal 12. So there's our picture and there's our answer there. Now, I'm going to move this back over here and let's move on to the next column, okay? The next column is 10 more. So first graders, even before we attempt to do 10 more, we have to get this number again in here. We have to draw a picture here, which is 11 again, okay? So remember, we look here at this first number at the front. How many 10's base block am I going to put in here? How many? 1, because look at up front here, in the 10's place is 1. So I gotta get one of these and put it right there, okay? But we're not done yet. This just represents 10. We gotta look here at this second digit again in the ones place, okay? What number is here at the ones place? 1. So Mr. Begay's got to grab a purple bear, and I got to put it there again. Now, if you look here at our picture, this is 11, okay? If you count this, 10, 11. That's how you're going to count this. You're going to say 10, 11, because this is a tens base block. This 10 represents, okay, let me drag it over here so maybe you can see it better, okay? Look. Let me put it like this really quick. Okay, look. Here's what our picture is showing, okay? This 10, this base block represents this number up front. Look at that, 1 and 1 tens base block. This one behind it represents this teddy bear. Look at that. 1 is behind right here. That represents this here, okay? That. Now you can probably really see what's going on when I do that, okay? So, let me put this back over here. And let me put this here because that represents 11. Now we come here to the top. It says 10 more. Now first graders, the easiest way to do this also is look up here, okay? This is how some kids usually do it. Since they know they already have 11 here, 10, 11, here's what they'll do. They'll look up here now, and they'll say, okay, 10. They'll look here up front, and they'll look at this first number. Remember, that one up there represents what? 1 tens base block, okay? So they know, okay, so if there's a 1 up here, I have to grab this tens base block and I have to put it here now. Okay? And they look here at this second digit, which is the ones place, okay? Since that's a 0, they know, okay, I don't have to put any of these purple teddy bears in here because that second number is a 0. So therefore, this is the picture that I need to look at, okay? Now, let's count this up because this is true. We got to find out what is 11 and 10 more when you put it together. Let's count it up. 10, 20, 21. So look, our answer here is going to be 21 when you count this up. 10, 20, 21. Remember, these are tens here. And that's just a 1, okay? So 10, 20, 21. So you see that, first graders, how we're doing this. This is how I want you to learn this. Now, we have our answer there. So let me put that bear back. Let me put the tens base block back. And let's move on to our next number here. Mr. Begay is going to help you with these 3, okay? So you can really see what's going on, okay? We have a new number here. This says 24. Remember, before we can even put 1 more or 10 more in here, we have to get that picture in here. So let's look here first. 24, first graders. What number is up front? Right here. 2. So remember, since a 2 is up here, I gotta grab now 2 of these 10 base blocks, okay? So look at that. Mr. Begay put 2 of those 10 base blocks in here now. They're right here. Actually, let me put them up here. You probably will really see it better if I do it this way. Okay, look. Now, those 2, that 2 represents 2 10 base blocks. So when you count it up, first graders, you're gonna say 10, 20. But we're not done because look at that. There's a 4 behind it. That 4 represents the ones place. So we gotta now look at these purple teddy bears. How many teddy bears am I gonna put here? 4. So look at that. Mr. Begay is gonna grab 4 of these now. Let me put it here. So that way you can really see it, what's going on. Okay, so look. This is how our picture looks now. And look, that represents 24. When you look at that picture there, 24. Because when we count it up, this is how you're going to count. Count with Mr. Begay. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this picture here represents 24. Now, let me drag these back over here, and then we're going to figure out what our answer is going to be, because up here says one more. They want to know what is one more when you add one more to 24. Now, here's our picture again, okay? I just put it back here. So you're going to count 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, they want you to put one more in here. Now, look. We're going to have to grab a purple teddy bear now, okay? And you're going to add him in here now to that picture. Now, your picture's done. Now, all we have to do is count them up and see what our answer is going to be. Let's count with Mr. Begay. Count with me. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So first graders, our answer there is going to be 25, and that is true. When you have 24, you add one more to it, that is going to give you 25. And here's the picture that you're going to be visualizing. It tells you here, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So there's our answer now, first graders. Now, let's put these back on this side, and let's move on to the next column. Now, first graders, what number are we working with still? 24. We're still working with 24 because look, right here, 24. We finished this answer now. Now we come here to this next column. Now it says 10 more. But before we can even get 10 more in here, we got to get 24 again back in here to see the picture. Now, look here now. What number's up here in front? 2. So watch Mr. Begay again. This 2 represents this 10 base block. So we need 2 of these up front, because that represents the tens place. So you're going to say 10, 20. Now, how many bears do we need here on this side again? What number is that right there? 4. So watch Mr. Begay. I'm going to grab 4 of these again, and I'm going to insert them here. So that way you can see what's going on, okay? You can see the picture properly. So if you look here at your screen, first graders, this represents 24. Let's count it. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So now we got to put these on this side again. So that way you can see what is going on when we add 10 more again. Okay, so here now we have 4 bears. We add that, that'll be 14. We add another one here, that'll give us 24. Now we need an answer here. Now look, this here is 24. It wants 10 more now in here. Now like I said, first graders, some students, this is what they'll do. They'll get that picture here, 24. Then they'll look up here and they'll say to themselves, oh, okay, there's a 1 up here in front, and I know that represents a tens base block. Therefore, watch first graders, I just need how many of these blue ones in here now? What number's up here up front? 1. So look at that. All that the student's gonna know is, okay, so I just put 1 of this in here, and I know I can't put any more of these purple teddy bears in here because there's a 0 in the ones place here. Therefore, I leave these alone. I don't bother them. I don't put them in here now. I just need that 1 tens base block, which we put here. Now, first graders, let's count these up and see what answer we get. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So our answer here is going to be 34, and that is correct. When you have 24, you put 10 more to it, that is going to give you 34. And here's our picture here, okay? Really concentrate on this picture, first graders, because you're going to be drawing this here in a bit, okay? I want you to really see how these work. Really easy when you pay attention, okay? Now, let me drag these purple bears back out of here, and let's move on to the next number underneath our answer. Now, let's move now to this next set. It says, what number is this right here now? 6. Okay, we're going to be working with 6 now. Now, first graders, is there any number in front of that 6 here? Nope, there's no number. It's just a 6 by itself. Since 6 is by itself, it represents the ones place, okay? Because look up here. This number, 24, in front of 4, there's a 2 there. But since here, look at 6. 6 is by itself, and there's no number in front of it. Therefore, do we have to drag? Do we need this blue one here? If I leave it like that, is that correct? No, that's not correct. That's going to be an inaccurate answer because there's no number in front of 6, okay? Therefore, you do not bring that 10's base block in there now because there's just a number by itself. Since 6 is here, how many of these purple bears do I need to put here? 6. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and look at that. There's our picture now that represents 6 here. We do not grab any of these blue 10 base blocks because there is no number in front of that 6. Do you see that? So therefore, these stay over here. It's just these purple teddy bears now that you're going to be utilizing, okay? Now, when we count it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to insert that now into our first column here. Let's put these bears right here so you can visually see what's happening and what's going on. Now, we have 6 bears there. That represents this. We're not done though, because first graders, look, it says up here, 1 more. So therefore, since it's 1 more, I need to grab 1 more purple teddy bear. And I'm going to put that teddy bear there. Now, we just count it up. Let's count with Mr. Begay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our answer here, first graders, is going to be 7, based on our picture here. And that is true. 6, you add 1 more, it is going to give you 7 there. Now, let's move these bears out of there, because that answer is done, and let's move on to the next column. Now, first graders, what number are we still working with? What number is this here? 6. Good job. So therefore, look, we need to bring 6 of these purple bears now in here. Okay, watch Mr. Begay. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now look at that. We have 6 purple teddy bears, which represents this number here, 6. But we're not done, because up here now says 10 more. Now, like Mr. Begay said, students, they'll look at this first, and they'll think about it, and they'll look at it, and they'll say, oh, okay, there's a 1 in front of that 0, and they know that 1 represents this 10 base block. Now all they do is they look at it and they say, oh, okay, that 1's in front, so therefore I just put one of this in front of there now. I insert it because that represents that 10 there. And they look here at this 0. Since 0 is just 0, it's nothing. These purple teddy bears stay here. You do not insert any more in here because there's a 0 now behind that 1. That 1 represents a 10's base block. Okay? Now look right here. Let me put it this way for you. Maybe that way you'll really see it, okay? Now look. This 1 represents a 10's base block. 0, look at that. Mr. Brigade I didn't put any of these purple ones in here because, look, it says 0. There's a 0 behind that 1. So therefore it stays blank. This 1 is this 1 10's base block, okay? So that's how students can really see that. And therefore, that's their picture there. They draw it out and they know what's going on. And then we count it up to get our answer, okay? Count with Mr. Brigade. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, okay? So first graders, our answer here is going to be 16. And that is true because when you have 6, you add 10 more to 6, that is going to give you 16 based on our picture here, okay? Now, let me move these back and let's move on to our last number there that we're going to be working with because you're going to be doing this here in a bit. But keep watching. Watch how Mr. Brigade moves these bears around. You'll be able to see what's going on. And you're going to be drawing these here in a bit. Now, what number is this right here? 32, okay? Remember, the first thing you're going to do is look at that first number. What number is up here that Mr. Brigade highlighted? What number is that? 3. So therefore, this 3 represents a 10's base block. So how many of these blue 10's base blocks do I need up here in front? How many? 3. Look at that. I'm highlighting it for you. So look. Mr. Brigade is going to put 3 of these 10 base blocks up here up front. So look at that. Now, that 3 represents these 10 base blocks. So when you count it, you're going to say 10, 20, 30. But we are not done yet because we have a number behind here, okay? And when we look at this number here, it says up here, okay? 2. Since a 2 is right there, how many of these purple teddy bears do I need behind it? 2. So let's put 2 here. And there's our picture, first graders. When you count this up, that is going to equal 32. Let's count it together. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. Okay, this represents 32. So let's put this here. Let's insert these back over here and let's figure out what our answer is going to be. Okay, now, this says 32, but we are not done just yet, first graders, because up here says one more, okay? Now, since it just says one more, how many of these purple teddy bears am I going to put in here now? 1. So I just put 1 here like this. Now, there's our picture. Our picture is done. All we do is count it up now. Let's count with Mr. Brigade. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. So our answer here, first graders, is going to be 33 based on our picture here. And that is true. When you have 32, you add 1 more to it. It is going to give you 33. And here's our picture to really see it. Now, we have our answer there, so let me put these back. And let's move on to the last column there. So I really hope now you see how this works. And we will continue this throughout the week. Now, 33 is our answer there. Now, we're coming here to this last one now. 32 again. Now, look right here. We look here at this first digit, which represents the tens place. Now, how many of these blue 10 blocks do I need up front? How many do we put here again? 3. So let's put 3 here. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now look at that. That's how your picture is going to look. But we're not done yet because there's a number behind that 3 again, okay? That number is this one, 2. Now 2 represents the ones place. So therefore we put how many purple teddy bears here? 2. So let's put 2 there. 1, 2. Now that represents 32. When you count it up, you're going to count like this. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. Okay? So we got to insert this into that last column there. But remember, we are not done yet because up there it's telling us what to do. It says 10 more. Look up here. 10 more is up here. So first graders, like I said, when students really see what's going on, they look up here now, this number. Since they already have their picture here of 32, they look up here again and they say to themselves, okay, there's a 1 up front. I know that represents the 10 base blocks. Therefore, I know I just grab one of this blue one again and I put it up here, up front. Now, 0 is behind that 1. So therefore, you do not insert any of these purple teddy bears now. That stays like that. Okay? When you really see that, you start to notice that. And then you just count them up now. Let's count them with Mr. Begay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42. So our answer here, first graders, is going to be 42. And that is correct because when you have 32 and you put 10 more to it, which we did here, we added another 10 base blocks. Here, it gave us 42. Let's count it again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42. Remember, first graders, these are tens here. So when you count it, you're just going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, and these purple teddy bears represent just a ones place, okay? That you just say 41, 42 when we count them all up, okay? Good job. Now, first graders, let me move these back because we have all our answers here. Now, first graders, here's what I want you to do. Go get a pencil and paper now. Once you get your pencil and paper, I want you to draw just this section here. You see where Mr. Begay is moving around the cursor? Draw everything inside of here. Make sure you put 1 more, 10 more, and here are your numbers that you're going to be using, okay? Now, I left these here so you can imagine which ones go where. Remember, the tens base block, these ones now that Mr. Begay is clicking on, okay? They represent that number that's up front. These purple teddy bears represent the number that is behind it. Okay? So, I want you to draw this section here, and I want you to complete your assignment. I want you to draw these in here. You don't have to use a teddy bear. You can draw circles if you have to represent this, but a tens base block. You're going to have to draw it like this so that way I know you understand what this represents. And then give me your answer, okay? Let me help you with this first one, okay, to get you started. Remember, you look here first. Do not worry about what's up here on top. Look here first at this number. Now, what number is up here up front? 1. So first graders, 1's is up here. 1, that's in the tens place. So therefore, this one you're going to have to put right here in front of it, okay? Now, how many purple bears do we need here? What number is that Mr. Begay highlighted? 0. So none of these purples you do not put here because that says 0. So your answer is right here, but we're not done yet. So you're going to draw that on your paper. Then you look up here. One more. So you know, since it says one more, now you got to draw one of these objects and put it there. And then you're going to count it up. You're going to count like this, first graders. 10, 11. So your answer here is going to be 11, and that is true. When you have 10, you have one more to it, which is this purple teddy bear. That's going to be 11, okay? So there you go. Mr. Begay helps you there. Let me help you with this next one right here to get you started. Now, we have 11 there. Now we come here again. Now, remember, do not even look here just yet because we need to look back at that number right there. What number is that? 10. Now, what number is up front in that tens place? 1. So you need to get one of these again and put it back right there in front of it so you can see it. Now, how many purple teddy bears do I put here? 0. I don't put any there. So therefore, this is what it's going to look like. You just put 1 there like that, okay? 1 tens base block, okay? Now, we look up here now, and like I said, students, when they pick this up, they look up here and they just say, okay, I know there's a 1 in front of that 0, and I know that 1 represents a tens base block. So therefore, this is what they know to do. They know, okay, since 1's up front, I just put another 1 tens base block with it. And then they look here. What number is that Mr. Begay highlighted? 0. So first graders, so none of these purple teddy bears, you do not put it here because that's a 0 there. So you leave that alone. So your answer is right here. And you just count it up. Count with me. 10, 20. So first graders, our answer here is going to be 20. And that is true. When you have 10, you add 10 more to it. That is going to be 20 based on your picture here. 10, 20. Now, go ahead and continue now, okay? Remember, if you get lost, rewind the video, rewatch it again, okay? See how Mr. Begay was moving around the tens base blocks and look to see how I was moving the purple teddy bears around. Remember, keep your assignments in your folder when you're done because you're going to turn it in on Friday. Go ahead and pause the video right here so you can continue working on your numbers, okay?